Hey, homeroom. Hope you're doing well. Hope you and your wonderful families are doing well, being safe during this unusual time. Thank you so much for your questions, your updates these last few days. I want to get you started on a social emotional learning activity. I know usually we do this on Wednesdays, so I thought I'd introduce the vision board, or some people call it the dream board. You might have seen it in TV shows or movies. Director Michael Mann uses it sometimes in his films with his main characters using either a small vision board or something that's a little bit larger. You may have done something similar with a collage. So I thought I'd make one just to get you started. And you can use materials, obviously, from magazines laying around, some of the mailers that come in with coupons and text and pictures, obviously. The objective is basically creating a board, with sort of pictures that symbolize where you want to go in life. And I think that this unsettling time, I thought this would be something great to get started with, to think optimistically about the future and be really hopeful. So this is what I created. So some of the things that are important to me now, but also things in the future that I would like as well. So I'll just go through this with you. This is for all of you, but also for my family now and the family of my future, but potentially grandkids. So the places they'll go. Obviously, traveling somewhere. This is obviously a line of people in the desert somewhere. And again, these are taken from National Geographic, Time Magazine, some coupons that come in the mail. But this is also representation. I always love it after 8th grade. I feel like we're at such an advantage to hear about your adventures in high school and beyond. And that also represents that. This is a couple people continuing. Our family loves to travel. Traveling in the snow there. Here you have a quote. So, obviously with things that come in the mail, great opportunity to get some quotes. Courage is rightly esteemed the first of human qualities because, as has been said, it is the quality which guarantees all others. That's from Winston Churchill. The birds representing freedom, the freedom of who we are, freedom of, traveling, obviously not now, but in the future. Again, we want to try to make these vision boards a little bit more hopeful and beyond our current times. Disney World, our family loves Disney World, so I had to put Mickey and Minnie. Cinderella's Castle. This, I like to think of, architecture, where I'm going to live after being a teacher. So I thought this was kind of a nice home. Again, something I found, in a catalog that came in the mail. Our family does a lot for the station school in Rwanda. So here I put the need for remaking Rwanda. We do a lot with a school called the Station School. So here's a classroom here, and these are some students from Rwanda. Something we came across from a friend of ours, a friend of our family. We found out about the Station School and students just needing food and also education in a place that's much more impoverished than our city of Chicago. Over here, I love to write, so publishing books. This is such a lifelong lesson for all of us, keeping a balance. So I had to include that on my vision board as well. Right? We're always trying to find a balance, whether we're in 8th grade or adults. It's such an important lifelong lesson, and sometimes, something that needs reminding. Here you have a notebook with a pen. Another quote. This one is strength and a certain humility. Christiane Amanpour. You may have seen her on CNN. So, being humble, having a strength, not having arrogance, very important. Continuing to travel, I love these glacier pools. And it says, on the right path. I meant that for all of us in our actions. I don't know if you can see that. Just beautiful. And then over here, My favorite city is Vancouver, and this kind of reminded me of this. I don't believe this is in Canada even, but Vancouver is my favorite city. I've been there 3 times. Absolutely love the nature around Vancouver, the people, the architecture, everything about this city. I even talked to somebody many years ago about how I can work and live in Vancouver, and it was tougher than I thought long time ago. But it's someplace I can imagine myself living at some point after teaching. Let's see. We talked about that one. This one, I love old cars. My dream is a 1970s Chevelle. This one's obviously a Beetle. So sometimes we can't find the exact representation in our, things that we find in the mail for our vision board, but we know what it represents to us. A camera, I love photography. So I love that this is a wall full of photographs of travels and, seeing old cars. This also, the car on the road. I love just driving. This is something our family has done together and something I would love to do, in the future as well. And very important right now, too, to think of, where would I like to go next? Very important to think of right now. For us, right, the home that you all will live in when you're older, very important for a vision board. Where do you see yourself living? This one, I thought about more with grandkids. So here you have he's got a little, don't know if you can see that, a little gray in his beard with a granddaughter, it looks like. So I had to include that in mind because I would love to have grandkids someday. A dog. I figured a dog because after my kids leave our home, Mr. and Mrs. Soding, right, we've talked about having a dog. So just because the kids will be gone and we'll have to have somebody to take care of. I think that's it. So that's the vision board. I encourage you to create one this week. I think it'll be a great start to our social emotional learning and our journey here for the next few weeks. Please share pictures in our Google Classroom here. You can go ahead and post a picture of your vision board sometime this week. That would be excellent. I would love to see what you all came up with. And maybe in the comments on Google Classroom, you can also put, what each photograph or quote represents to you. Hope you're doing well. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. I miss you all greatly. I miss our classroom. Continue to send me updates. And let's reconnect soon and look for another social emotional learning activity this week. Take care. Bye.